This week I have felt like the equivalent of an ant who has been dunked in a lovely waffle batter and fried at 300 degrees until golden brown. In an effort to properly process these emotions, I have decided to put myself in a Stardew Valley fight club and tell you how well I would fare. As you can see, I have lined up all of our categories here to properly convey the matchups. At the top, we have Obliterated with My Mind, the cream of the crop, easy breezy beautiful cover girl. A gust of wind would end the battle. I am coming out with a trophy on my head and a sash. Stardew Valley would erect a statue of me, and not like a shitty gold Lewis one, a cute one, a hot one that brings out my eyes. Below that is Red Bull and my fists, where I think I'd need to fight my way through, but I'd rise up the victor. I would be okay. I would win it. I'm coming out a bit bruised up, I'm coming out maybe with a broken nose even, but I am posing for my pictures. I'm doing an interview with the Associated Press, like I would still win. I would be fine. Refusal to fight is pretty self-explanatory. Rough and tumble 50-50 means the match could go either way. Depends on the day, perhaps even the weather, the amount of water I've had, if the groundhog is seen as shadow. There are many things at play. It's so over means I'd try my best, but I would get my shit rocked. I am getting carried out on a stretcher. Soup simply means I would be liquefied on impact. For your information, this is based off of nothing. I have also removed the children from this list because I don't want to go there. I would like to avoid that being on my permanent record. I'm good. Anyway, let's get into it. Abigail is definitely the worst person we could start off with right now because I do feel like she has an incredibly sinister aura, but I'm not sure how that would match up in a real life situation. I know that in her 14 heart cutscene she does slay a monster, which would give her a leg up in my mind if I didn't also feel like I could do that. I'd be fine. Me personally, I am built different. I think Abigail and I match up very well, but almost too well, and that is a problem for me, and I think at some point it's going to come to a head, and I need to be prepared for that. I feel like she could possibly take me completely by surprise and I would lose, but if I knew the fight was upcoming, I could simply out-freak her. I could get her. I know she's the resident graveyard girl, but I think if I spooked her enough, that entire facade would just slough off, you know? I'm not 100% sure. I do think it could be a 50-50 rough and tumble situation, because if I was simply scrolling through my phone in bed and she came up to me, I would be horrified. You know how hamsters will just die? You know how that happens? I've never had a hamster, but you know how everyone who has tells you that they just die? I feel like that would happen to me. She wouldn't have to do anything. So I'm gonna go with the rough and tumble 50-50. She also does eat rocks, so I feel like if she brought her very strong teeth into this, that could be a problem, but I don't know if she is willing to bite. No, she seems like a biter. She seems like a biter, but I'm also a biter, and I still have my wisdom teeth because I'm too poor to get them taken out, so I have extra chompers. I'm going in hard. Alex, don't even look at me. Don't even look at me right now. I don't care that he lifts weights and eats eggs. Okay, I ate dirt as a child. I shoveled dirt into my mouth and I chewed it and I enjoyed it like a delicacy. And that made me into the person I am today. And I know he's scared. I know he's horrified. I know he's shaking. Alex is a tin can to me. I could flatten him and throw him like a frisbee. And every time I say something nasty about Alex, everybody's like, oh, he's so good if you're a male farmer. He's so nice. He's so sweet. He's so lovable. Well, I have my experiences with him. I am basing my thoughts off of those experiences. I would put him in Obliterated with My Mind just because of the sheer willpower, but Red Bull in my fists I think is more accurate because he would have a bit of like strength, but strength is very deeply inferior to technique, and I think I could spook him like a bear. The Red Bull would really get my heart pumping, and it makes me shake, so I could just put my hands around his skull and treat it like a Vitamix. You know, Egyptian mummy style, make it into a soup. Oh, Birdie. Oh, I shouldn't have left the elders in here either. That's a crime too, isn't it? Well, I mean, technically this is all a crime, so I don't know where this lies. Fellas, comment down below, is it wrong to hypothetically get into a fight with Birdie? I don't know. I want to put her in refusal to fight because that feels correct. But I feel like Birdie has quite a bit of stamina, and she would want to do this. I don't know. That's just a thought. I don't think that I would instantly be able to get her down, because I think that she would have to have a lot of strength to build her little shack on the island, you know? She's been fishing all this time, like that builds up strength. She must have some pretty good upper body strength, right? So I feel like it wouldn't be unfair. But my thought is if I went over there and brought one of those shitty TikTok romance books, the horrible ones, like with a pillow or something, she would pass away instantly. Is that a dirty trick? Yes. Would I do it? 100% I would. So I'm gonna say obliterated with my mind, because that would be a mental feat. So watch out for that pillow book. Jesus. Anyway, the bouncer. If you don't know my backstory for the bouncer, it is very, very convoluted. And I think that he took up this job because he had to, because this is the only life he could get away with having. I think he wants to be free, but I feel like that could go one of two ways, all right? Stick with me here. That could either turn into him channeling his aggression into killing me instantly, or he would give in. But even if he did give in, it would be a tough task for me. There is something behind that frown/straight face that is so concerning and so unbelievably threatening that I feel like even if I was given the power to do something, it would take a while. And I assume I wouldn't be. And that's why I'm gonna say it's so over, even if I did get a moment to myself to think, to strategize. I think if he wanted to, he could beat my ass. Which is why I'm not trying it. I'm not trying it. I think I could get on his good side and sneak attack him, possibly poison him, but I don't really want to do that. I feel like he's been through enough. If that does have to happen to him, I want somebody else to do it so I don't have to live with the guilt. Caroline? I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to say refusal to fight because I would feel bad. She's already had a shit-ass life being married to Pierre, and I kind of don't want to make it worse. But if I had to fight her, I would probably say like Red Bull in my fist because I think she could put up a fight, but I would kind of go with refusal to fight. I would just feel too fucking bad. And I don't want to be her last memory. There is no scenario where Clint would survive me, and that is not about strength. I think he has pretty good strength from being a blacksmith, I'll be honest. But I have a hatred for him that runs so deep into the bowels of this earth that I would resurrect myself with sheer willpower. It is what I was put on this earth for. And that's why I'm gonna say like Red Bull in my fists, because I don't think I would get through it unscathed. I don't. Demetrius, I don't know. I kind of feel like me and Demetrius could 50-50 it. He does a lot of ecological research, he does a lot of scientific research, which I guess would be the same thing, but shut the fuck up. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, in fact. I want to lay my head on my bed and go to sleepies, but I can't have that now, can I? But I feel like he's been on some dangerous expeditions. He would have to learn to defend himself. He would also know how to treat anything that I did, so I wouldn't have the upper hand of knowing that human bites are very infectious, but he would be able to get himself pretty patched up. I don't think I would be able to go into round 2 and come back and have him weakened. 50-50, maybe even it's so over, but I'm gonna go with 50-50 because I do feel like I could get him knocked down, but he's too smart for me. And preparation is also a large issue because I would be relying on pure adrenaline. Demetrius has planned. I'm not fucking fighting the dwarf. No, look at him. Jesus Christ. He's like the last ember of a dying fire. I can't. That would be too sad. It would be a poetic fight for me, but not one I ever want to have to engage in. And I'm 90% sure he could obliterate me as well. He has magic. He would soup me if he was fighting me, but I would refuse to fight him. He's too small. Elliot, let me think about this. Let me get in tune with myself. I kinda hate to say this. I think it would be so over, honestly. I do. I think it would be incredibly over. I think there's something horrible within him. He has a body closet and he's waiting to fill it. And I don't want to be the first person cursed to live there forever, because he'll get away with it. Even if he does it in public. People will think, oh, what a beautiful performance art piece from Elliot. Blah. First of all, that is a me performance art piece, not a him performance art piece. He would never come up with that, only I would. Second of all, they just don't fucking care. Nobody in Pelican Town would look for my ass. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. I'm okay. I don't want to get into that. I'm good. Oh, Emily. I love Emily so much. She is such a sweetheart. She is such a beautiful soul. She would kill me. And I would put her in refusal to fight, but I feel like she would be so giddy about it that I would be like, okay, sure, we'll do it. And then she would kill me. She would put a beam of light directly through my eye socket, and before my sight even went out, I would be dead. And I give her the right to do that. And I'm married to her sister. I'm married to Haley, so Haley would have to rom-com it and hit him with a, "No, Emily, this isn't you," and it wouldn't work. She has always been this way, and I support that. Really, I do. So I'm gonna say soup. She would soup me. We're at the same dilemma we had with Birdie, because Evelyn... What am I supposed to say? I think I've accidentally killed her in the game like 20 times. I know you can't do that, but I think somehow I did. When I walk by her, the breeze takes off 5 health points. She's gone. She is riding those waves. A single vape cloud would send Evelyn up to heaven on its wings. George? I think George is like genuinely hiding a bomb somewhere on his person, which is leading me to believe I wouldn't survive. Because how am I supposed to fight a bomb? How am I supposed to prepare for that? I'm not. I am getting blown to bits. I am Gus Breaking Batting it. You know what I mean? Like he is Hector. But it would kill both of us. It would be like a suicide run. So does that mean rough and tumble? Like if we both go out? Rough and tumble? I feel like it would be rough and tumble. Like he is blowing me up. He has a World War II bomb that he stole many, many years ago and strapped to his ass. Like he has something up his sleeve. He would not simply let me kill him. He's been waiting for this moment and he would sacrifice his own life for it. He says, "I've lived enough." He's such a bitch. He's such a ginger ale sipping bitch. Yeah, sorry, obliterated with my mind. Gil, you're over. You're so over, and I'm taking the weapons when I go. All of the beautiful Adventurers Guild weapons, they're going. I'm gonna make so much money off of them in auctions. We'll talk about Marlin later, but it's the hat. It really is the hat. Anybody with that hat, you can kill them. By the time they're dead, they won't even know that anything happened. The governor? Oh, brother. First of all, he's a bitch. He sits there and sips your soup, and if it's not a gold star parsnip, he's like, "This is foul. This is pig shit." Again, the hat is a really good indicator. It will show you whether or not you can win a fight, and I will prove that in a moment. The hat is what you're gonna look for. No, I'm putting his ass in the pot. I'm cooking him. Red Bull in my fist. 100%. He's going down. Grandpa's killing me. Grandpa's souping me. He gives me a statue from beyond the grave. Can you imagine? He just drops that statue directly through my roof. That is smashing me. I don't think so. Grandpa has way too much power. One singular clap from him, and I'm over with. I'm done. Actually, okay, this grandpa would beat my ass. Ping pong table? Where is he gonna go? Gunther, okay. I'm gonna tell you about the hat theory again. This cowboy ass hat and the gloves and the glasses, that tells you Gunther knows how to kill, and he will use that skill very liberally. I know that people stole things from the museum. I know it was completely ransacked, and that's why you had to pick up all of the different artifacts, but I think the person who did that is dead. It is so over. I would try my best, but it is so over. I don't think it would be soup over, but it would be over. Very over. Beyond over. Gus would make me feel incredibly bad. I mean, absolutely horrified over my own actions. And even if he didn't, even if I was fine, there is something that is well concealed, but certainly there, behind his eyes. I can see it. There's a cold case out there somewhere, and he vowed to change after that, but he has never been caught. He has never been shown the consequences of his actions, and that scares me. I think it is still in him. In a very dire situation, it could come back out, and I love him. I think he is amazing. I think he is the sweetest person ever, but I think that is also because he knows what it's like to live this way. So I'm gonna go with soup. I do believe he would cook me, but my choice would probably be refusal to fight. I just want to state the fact that if push comes to shove, I'm not coming back. Haley is my beautiful, stunning, gorgeous wife, and I am not fighting my wife, and even if I did, she would kill me. She would slit my throat surgically, 100%. Oh my god, but refusal to fight. Are you kidding me? She's my wife. She's the only one for me, okay? Harvey, it's over. First of all, he's lanky as hell. I could simply tie him up into a knot and bowl him down a hill. He would not survive that. I could put an apple near him, or I could just spin him around. I feel like that would be enough. Obliterated with my mind, with a sneeze even. He's gone, from fear, from fright. He's like a bird. The goblin, I feel like he's got very similar energy to me. I'm getting like rough and tumble 50-50 vibes, I think, from the Goblin, because I think I could get some pretty good scratches into him, and I think I could win, but I don't know what type of magic the Goblins have. I don't know how much they can actually do, because I've only ever seen them as henchmen, so maybe it could be higher, maybe it could be Red Bull in my fists, but I don't know. I think there is a way that this Goblin could beat the shit out of me, and the spikes on his head right here, that is 100% going in my eye, and I'm not really prepared for that. But if I get him in the right position, I could probably bang on the helmet like a gong and let his head vibrate in there. Like, that's a pretty sound decision, I think, on my part. I think I could do it. Fellas, is it gay to say I don't want to fight Jody? I think she's hot. I think I could take her out, unfortunately. I think she's just so overworked, and I feel bad. I do. I don't want that to be the case. I don't know. I could do Red Bull, because that is objectively the answer, but I also kind of don't want to. I would feel bad, and I don't want to feel bad. Shit, what do I do? I'm gonna do Red Bull in my fists because I think she does have a streak where I could see it justified, but I don't know, it would take a lot of convincing. Kent, on the other hand, it is so over. He's got some dirty fucking tricks up his sleeve, and I know that. I don't want to be the person who gets the short end of that stick, and I am not engaging with that, okay? I'm getting as far away as I possibly can. I'm leaving. I'm going on vacation. I'm getting a fake ID, and I'm starting a bread baking business in New York that's a crime front. You can't tell it all because this background is black, but this is krobus. I promise. Do I need to explain that? Do I? If I need to explain that to you, you're a fucked individual. You are horrible. No. Krobus, no fighting. I would never place any harm on his adorable little curly ass head. He's got like one hair molded into a curl like a baby in a Pampers commercial. No. Fuck off. Absolutely not. Leah, girl of the year, honestly. I love Leah, but she is a wood carver and a forager, and she lives in the wilderness. It is so over for me. Those wood carving knives, she could take a chunk out of bone. No, and plus she's so beautiful. I just want to live out my life with her, you know, by the lake, having a beautiful, nice day, feeling fun, feeling flirty with Leah, and knowing that I will never be the target of her fucking wood knife. That is a great life for me, and I don't want to see any shit about it, because if I walked up to her and I said, let's fight, that would be the day I was humbled. Completely. The reason there are only like 2 bears in Stardew is because the rest of them tried to fuck with Leah. Lewis is 100% Red Bull. Because I feel like he's had many people attempt to attack him before, so he's prepared, which is unfortunate. But he is still old, and I would rip the mustache right off his fucking face. You know how in Mario games he just jumps up and flattens people? Get his ass down. Linus is refusal to fight. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I love him. We chill, we talk, we have our gossip sessions. Me and Linus are tight. He would also destroy me, but like we're never getting into that situation, so I don't have to worry. Me and Linus have never had a day off from being the dream team. If you have shit to talk, come to me and Linus. We are 2 bitches. Marlin is interesting. He's got a lot of experience under his belt, but I think because he's mostly fought monsters, he doesn't know how to deal with a creature that can sometimes think critically, so that would give me a leg up on him. He's also got the eye patch, so depth perception would be an issue likely, and I could simply just bob around like a chicken looking around. You know, my head is staying in place, my body's moving. I think I could get him, but it would have to be strategic, right? So that would probably land me in rough and tumble. I would feel a bit bad. I think he seems nice enough. You know, if I hadn't taken my Adderall or something, it's probably his game. I hate to say it, but I think I could beat Marnie's ass. I do. She, like Caroline, has just been through enough, and I would feel too bad. I would feel horrible if I did that. She has animals to care for. She has Jas, even though Penny seems to be Jas's main caretaker at this point, but whatever. That's not my business. It is. I'm putting my nose directly into it. My nose is in there. Marnie, our noses are touching. Red Bull in my fist, because she does have a little bit of experience, like wrangling cows, which are big, so she could probably get me down a couple times, but I think I would end up on top, honestly. But don't ever let me do that shit. What about her cows? What about her chickens? They need a mom. I would never take that away from them. Shane is fine, I guess. He can take care of the chickens, but the cows. With Maru being a scientist, we've seen her build robots and gadgets and contraptions, soup. She would invent like a fucking death ray that would kill me instantly. If she was like, oh, I'm getting into a fight, let me build up a death ray quickly. And she would do it in like 20 minutes flat. And that thing is liquefying me, it's pureeing me. I wouldn't even have a chance. Maru's little tiny death ray, it'll be like the size of a laser pointer. She points it at me, the birds are already clicking their tongues and saying, delightful. And again, I wouldn't want to. She seems sweet, she seems gorgeous, and she's a purple girl. I love a purple girl. I love purple so much. Not the governor, get his ass out of here. But Maru, love her. People need to ride for Maru more. I think she's great. I think she's a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Morris is getting fucking turned into a snortable drug. Obliterated with my mind. His bones are absorbing into my skin right now. I'm becoming more powerful. Morris cannot handle a damp breeze. His life is ending due to weather conditions. I feel like anyone could do it with the right motivation. You could do anything and his will would pop out of his head like a noisemaker. It would go, no, no, soup. No. Mr. Key is turning me into one of Stardew's beautiful mountains so that I can watch over the land forever and be aware of my sins until the end of time. And that is a terrifying thought to me. I don't want to facilitate it. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I could become a haunted mountain, so I'm not gonna. No. Pam feels like a free spot. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say Red Bull in my fist because like I could just go on the bus and say, hey, look, and she would get out of the bus seat while driving and go to look out the back window and we would both crash. But I'm sorry, Pam, I wouldn't want to. Penny is either the easiest person to take out or the hardest on this entire list. Like, I can't tell. I can't read the vibe. Is she just that plain? Or is she hiding something so terrible that the human mind cannot even fathom it? I cannot tell because there are people like Penny in real life who are totally normal. They're just bland. But then there are people who are like Penny that currently have their names enclosed in about 20 CIA files. But I don't know where that would land her because there are two very distinct options. I'm gonna go with rough and tumble 50-50 because I truly do not know. I cannot read her in any way, shape, or form, and I'm scared to try. Pierre, here's the thing with Pierre. He does beat Morris's ass, but I think that's because Morris is easy to beat the shit out of. He's so miserable. Pierre is so miserable all the time that I feel like he would just kind of let you. He would be like, finally I'm free. But I don't want to give him that satisfaction either. No matter how much I want to, I'm gonna refuse to fight him, and I'm gonna make him live out the rest of his life. Bye, bitch. Figure it out yourself. Oh, there's one more senior fuck. Technically two if you count Willie, but that's its own can of worms. Snail could not get himself out of a cave that I was able to blow up with a bomb, but then he did also survive the bomb. This is a curious case. I feel like that cave isn't deep enough to not feel anything. What is his deal? Why do these bitches make things so difficult, is my question. You don't need to do all that. I'm kind of scared after the bomb thing. Maybe it's so over, honestly. Because if he can survive a bomb, he can survive anything I would do to him. Except maybe 2 bombs. That's a thought. Robin refusal to fight, no. Again, same thing with Leah. It's over for me, but we would not ever get to that point. Never. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, gorgeous. No thank you. I'm good. I would print her face on money if I could. And if she does kill me, I probably deserved it. I probably did some shit. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm so sorry, Sam. Obliterated with my mind. The vibes themselves are just completely like, he has never been harmed by another person, which is great. But if you like said, let's fight, come on, let's do it, let's get scrappy, he would start whining like a dog. I don't dislike Sam, but I am stating fact. I just don't see very much hand-eye coordination, and I don't have good hand-eye coordination either. But I do have evil within me, and he doesn't. Sandy's souping me. I would 100% refuse to fight her, but if she had it in her mind, oh brother, I'm getting straight up souped. The desert heat is going to bake me within 30 minutes. I am done. I will be cooked like a tortilla. No. Sebastian? The fact that he actually works on his motorcycle would maybe give him a head up. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling 50-50. Depends on the day. Don't ask where any of this is coming from, by the way. We don't need to have that conversation. This is all fun. Ugh. This is terrible. Can I just leave Shane out of this? He is already struggling. I would probably refuse to fight him. No, I don't want to. No comment. We don't need to do this. Willie, on the other hand, unfortunately, I could just push him into the water. I don't think he has that many more voyages in him. I think he's smoked so many cigarettes that he ain't coming back up. The ash will simply fall down and form one of those like oobleck fluids, non-Newtonian, I think. I'm sorry. Red Bull in my fists. I'm sorry. I would never do that unless it was life or death, okay? I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't enjoy it, but I could do it. And I do feel bad, but I could. It is so over with the wizard. First of all, he's besties with Linus, and I don't want to get involved in that. Linus is mine, but I think the wizard has some jealousy, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get involved. He could simply turn me to ash with a spell. However, I do think I could bite his nose off, because if he did have an affair with Caroline, he wasn't able to magic his way out of everyone knowing that was the case. Really? That's pretty fucked. So I think I could get a good hit on him. I think I could get a few good hits on him, in fact. He's one of those bitches who has a composition book full of illegal ass spells. He has some illegal shit going on. He really does. But that is the wizard for you. That is everybody. I'm sorry this was a silly dumbass video, but I'm tired and I want to go to bed, and this is what you get. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We will be back to our regularly scheduled content next week, hopefully. Thank you to all of my members for their amazing support. Stay safe, stay wonderful, my friends, and goodbye.